Good afternoon, good early evening. It's Jeff McKinney, the techpreneur for the people, TechP, and this is an episode of TechP What's the What. Oh man, ooh, what a great, productive, busy week. It's Thursday. I've said before and I'll say it again, I think it's maybe might be one of my signature things. I think that Thursdays are my favorite day of the week because you could, like, at the end of Thursday reflect back on everything that you've accomplished up to that point. And then you also still have Friday, which you're just, getting everything ready for next week, putting the finishing touches. Everybody's doing the same thing, so you kind of get to sprint a little bit on those Fridays, putting those finishing touches on, and then of course the weekend and the time with the family on Saturday and Sunday. So I think Thursday, this moment right here, I just picked up the Chipotle. Thursdays is Chipotle Thursday for us, and so my kids they expect it. And so, like I said, this is an episode of TechP What's the What. I'm heading back home with the Chipotle. I was just sitting here reflecting. I just got off the line with Terrance Wright. For those of you who don't know Terrance Wright, you will one day. Terrance Wright, we've been working with for a little bit of time, and he had a little issue that he needed some help with not being treated fairly in the workplace, and it was our pleasure to offer him the resources for him to make sure that things were handled in a way that he could feel at the end of that process like he had stood up for himself. And so got a lot of momentum building with that. More depositions this week. And a lot of progress. We're also additionally, I talked to Terrance for an hour and a half just now, and the amount of genius that was pouring out of him about all the programs and collaboration that we can do around the city. And for me, I think about things on how do we scale them up. But when he says city, I think across the country. Because there's communities all across the country that need these type of resources. When you have the genius of someone like a Terrance who's also a doer, then it's an opportunity for someone like me to on the back end create a technology platform and give the space for Terrance to also kind of orchestrate others across the country to do similar things that culturally fit into their rhythm of their communities. And that's the opportunity that I see that makes me so excited. I don't think I've announced it yet, but we're partnering with the Best of the Southwest Juneteenth celebration that will be held in Duncanville, Texas. It will be they do it a little bit different there. It's 4 cities, so it'll be Cedar Hill, Lancaster, DeSoto, and Duncanville, all together in Duncanville this year. They're actually having Eric Roberson come through and perform, but we, One2Gration, will be there connecting with the community in that time. So that's something that's hot off the presses that we're planning for. And Terrance's, we're going to be going back. This will be our 3rd annual Cultivating One Community Juneteenth event, and we've got some exciting things that are planned. But last year you may remember or recall, we were in Plano for the I Stand for T Right. We were standing up for the injustices that Terrance felt that he experienced, and so we've just continued to build momentum. And one of the things that makes me most proud of our accomplishments is to see the difference in Terrance from the time we met him to now. the role that he's playing in his community, when there's no more boundaries, and there's nothing that actually puts any limitations on his community, his creative imagination, and his desire to support others. And so it's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time. I need moments like this, I would say, just because, when I'm feeling the weight of the other things that I deal with, these are the things that I try to remember, to give that pain or whatever that I'm being triggered by in that moment, to give it that experience, the meaning that it requires in order to heal from. And so it's a good time. We made a lot of great progress, and I'm also looking at all of the additional pieces that are coming. I mean, we are growing by leaps and bounds on the marketing automation and the back end marketing operations strategy, and we're getting ready to be able to have these stories and these success stories and these use cases start to pop, and be able to now really capture others that are in need of these types of services too. Every time I talk to someone about our vision to build a more united community and also provide people the resources in their time of need. Now, it's only one time that I got a negative response, and that was from a guy that I'd never met, and he said, "Oh, you're building a snitching app." And I thought to myself, wow, I had never heard that word snitching outside of certain cultures. And as far as I'm concerned, when people need resources to make sure that the policies and the laws are followed, if you think that's snitching, then what does that say of you? So what I am building is a community that has access to resources that people may or may not need, but they know where to go when they do. And so, again, a beautiful time. This is TechP What's the What. I'm getting closer to my home, and I do have the Chipotle, and my wife is texting me too at the same time, but I'm driving and I'm shooting an episode, so she will see me in just a moment. Is there anything else that I would like to share? Nothing else, I would say. The last thing I would say is, if you are a entrepreneur, you want to be an entrepreneur, you have a business, you know someone who has a business, you want to be in a community where people are thinking about how they can impact the world in a positive way and contribute, then I want to let you know that if you're an individual, One2Gration is for you. And if you're an organization, then Diverse Perspectives is for you. And it's all about the people. It's all about solutions in the people. And how do we leverage technology to be able to show and magnify the goodness of who we are. And so with that being said, this is Jeff, the techpreneur for the people. We out. Peace.